I have another photo. Maybe could you sign this for me?
Oh, what the? Oh my God, dude! Who is that? Oh my God!
I've shown this to about 5 people today, and 1 person got it.
Oh, no way!
Yeah,
nobody got it.
no.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Right?
How is everyone?
Sensational.
It's been a wild few weeks.
Yeah.
We had Rodney Mullen. Amazing.
Is it prolific? No.
Prolific. He is prolific.
He's prolific.
Yeah, that means he does a lot of things. He accomplishes a lot of things, and the stuff that he does is of legend as well.
Yeah, there's new words that I need to learn when I'm talking about Rodney Mullen, because I need to add
Someone who's very productive.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He's out of his mind, but in the most excellent way. It's he's so out of his mind that we're all idiots.
Yeah.
That's how I
He lives
perceived
in a
that
different
interview.
realm.
I was like,
yeah.
okay,
He lives in a different realm, but then he'll bounce into Ben Stiller called me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You destroyed
cool.
Ben Stiller,
Yeah.
dude. Calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
He should be like, holy shit, you're Rodney Mullen. Let's be serious. You watch beads of water come
That's
off
what I
Primo flip
love.
slides. You're not even human.
It
Not
was
even
fun.
human.
It was so fun reminiscing too about, he used to really enjoy, like he would stay at my house with my parents. And he loved that dynamic. He just loved being like, we used to play board games and stuff.
He loved the dynamic of your family.
Just of
his family was hard, huh?
I don't know if it's that too, but he just liked that we were always just joking around. We have a dark sense of humor, and I mean,
kind of free living.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he didn't have that. It seemed like he had a lot of rules and regulations to live by. There was always
tricky
people stopping him from doing stuff. I mean, just quit, but no, that's not the truth. The truth is your parents stopped you, said stop. And you didn't rat them out like me. My dad's like, you can't skate anymore. I'd be like, this guy
that's
is telling everybody.
When I did have that conversation with him, because I was getting really frustrated with competing and I wasn't having fun with it, and it was kind of just sucking the life out of skating for me. And so I called him because they said, oh, you should call Rodney because he went through this. And Rodney's like, yeah, that's what I presented to everyone, but really my dad made me quit.
Right.
But also he did help me in the sense of how pulling away from it made him want it even more.
Oh, wow. But he didn't, but his father didn't do that on purpose.
No, but also he did tell me that if you take a break from it, you're going to come back to it more energized and have more fun. And so that was it. That was our conversation.
Interesting theory, because I have taken a huge break, and I was just talking to Bucky about it. Wait, what are you laughing at?
No, sometimes you say taking a huge break, like a lot of it's not that it wasn't your decision to take a huge break, maybe?
A little bit.
Oh, it was?
I mean, it was pointing me the other way, but I also was not enjoying it. Like, it wasn't giving me the fun that I once had guaranteed. All of a sudden, it was 75% lame. You know, with a little tad of like reminiscing, like at least I'm friends with this guy and we're skating and laughing with each other. But to go away and leave it, I'm like, I feel like people are going to get touchy because I bring up names and everybody in skateboarding knows the show now. I'm Nightclub. The Nightclub want me on. I'm in skateboarding. Bill Lee said I'm ripping.
I'm in skateboarding.
And Chris he's like, yeah, he is. And I'm like, shut the I almost cried, dude. There's people that I don't even know in the Nightclub going, yeah, man, I've seen him. I'm like, how do you even know who I am?
We're just putting it out there.
It's
like we're subliminal, like, yeah, 9 Club. And then anyway, Jason was ripping in 9 Club. And so
just instead of coughing, 9 Club.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. And Tiger Belly.
Even he said, he's so like,
weird. Yeah, go ahead.
He said, you realize we're a podcast listening to a podcast? Because they listened to a whole segment of us telling.
It's very incestuous. As I found doing.
They ruin it for me.
As I found doing Tiger Belly and Theo Von and everything, like everyone is down with each other and they're all just like, it's like the podcast mafia.
There are two barriers to me the skateboard one means just as much. The other one with Theo Vaughn and those guys, they're the gatekeepers.
Right.
And they're like, here's the door. Walk in. And I'm just with you. I'm behind you. And I'm like, can I come with him? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Because that was not going to happen. No offense. You guys were not going to do that. You know you weren't going to have me on. That I'm on now. Dude, Shane Gillis, this is the best. I don't even think this. Yes, it is. It's out. Tiger Belly's out. I told the story about another comedian that I really think is awesome, played a little joke on me on my show. And you were there, and he was like, that's it. Shane Gillis is banned from Tiger Belly. Shane Gillis DM'd me yesterday to apologize again for anything that he did that night.
Did he remember it?
He said he was really drunk and he did it, but I was like, I already talked to him the day after it.
Right.
This is unnecessary.
Yeah.
I was just going with Bobby about, I know Shane doesn't hate me, but he had to reassure me that he doesn't hate me. And I was like, this power of this Tiger Belly is phenomenal. I'm just like, I think you see the veins coming out of me. I'm fucking tight. I'm like pod jacked.
I remember when we had our serious show, we were convinced no one was listening.
Oh yeah.
And for the most part, not a lot of people were because we were kind of buried, but Demolition Radio, your show was on many hours and a lot of people listened, but our show was kind of like, Tuesday at 4:00. If you catch it, there's no repeats. Can't find it on the app. Anyway, we would just say whatever and drop names and talk about things and ridiculous things. And then
me too.
I told the story about going to Mammoth for Thanksgiving, and Mammoth is mountains here in California. And I went to Chart House with my family, and because they had a Thanksgiving meal and they were open and we didn't want to cook. So we went there and it was bad. Like it was bad. And I said something like that. Went up there a week later to go snowboarding, went to Chart House, and the manager's like, so you don't like our turkey, huh? And that was the moment when I realized, like, oh, you better watch what you, not just watch what you say, but just be careful out there because people are listening and words resonate. And no, I understand that from doing a lot of public speaking and interviews and stuff like that. But to tell a kind of funny story like that, but kind of throw Chart House under the bus, I realized like, oh, that's not cool. Because I love for the record, I love Chart House. I love their fish.
Obviously.
But turkey, not so much.
Don't do it.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I thought the same thing. And I was on every day and they were playing me over and over again and I still thought no one was listening. And then it became weird when I started hanging out with Benji and Joel Madden. And if I said things about my life, they were a bit weird about it. And then there were other famous people that I might have met when I went out that would look at me funny the next time I went out. And I just had it as, it reminded me of Howard Stern, the movie where he was Fart Man. And when he got backstage, all the celebrities looked at him like he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
To me, you're a piece of shit and you're telling it like it is. So I infiltrate, and yes, my show's so big that they let me go to the celebrity party, and then I sit back and I watch and I tell the real people what pieces of shit these assholes are. Because they're never going to accept me anyway. I think that's how I saw it.
I understand.
But it was, I'm not going to lie that every time I went out, got to the point where there was anxiety, because if you're going to challenge me, are we going to argue and then are we going to fight? Because if we're going to fight, I got to be ready. So now I'm ready all night. It's no way to live. I'm like, is this guy going to be cool?
But I think at some point you get marked too, where it's like, oh, that dude's
he's going to rat you out.
Or whatever. Yeah, he's going to talk about this. So don't hang out with them or don't get loose.
I'm the worst at it. Still the worst. I threw Anne Heche is not my friend anymore because I told the story of recording a song with her and how I thought it was insane. And she's just like, really? And I'm like, well, same thing I always say. Did it not happen?
Yeah, it's tricky.
Because it did. And it's like, yeah, but you can't tell people. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? You shouldn't have done that to me. Because it was
That's hard, man. I get it. It's hard.
If you did it to me, I'd say, hey, man, this is not staying here. Like you're freaking me out and I don't like it. And what are you going to do? You're still going to go? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You're conflicted for sure.
Who do I owe?
Because some of the best stories are ones that I probably can't tell them unless you're willing to just be completely shut out.
Right. And that was what I was willing to do because I made it because of the people that listened to me. I didn't make it because of anybody else. You gave me a shot. Sirius XM gave me a shot. It wasn't, we believe in this kid and we'll die trying to convince you guys that he's the guy. It was me convincing everybody I'm the guy. And then once those the people had my back, then the biggest boss of all of them was like, Jason, we've got to get you doing, and I'm like, this guy fucking loves me. Because you do.
I know exactly who you're talking
about. Yes, I know you do. Loved me.
That was a good imitation.
Thank you.
Especially when you're in his good graces, that's what it's about. When you're not, when you're not, it's not so much. When you're not, like, you just dump.
He yelled at me once on a phone call.
Really?
And then we didn't speak again until I was let go. And when we let go, when I was let go, whatever he said was going out one ear and it was him going in one ear and out the other. I was like, I don't give a fuck about it, dude. Like, fuck you to hell. Like, I died for you so many times. And you're like, oh, things are a bit tight. I'm like, so fuck you completely. I didn't say anything. I just went, yep, good, sounds good.
Yeah.
Because we can move on. But I just know that the people made me. So if you're famous and you want to not be my friend anymore, that's I can do that. Like when
you accept it.
Yeah, because it's a fair trade. You made me. Oh, my car, my life, my kids, everything. Like my kids. I want
special
shoes.
Delivery.
We get burritos.
We're getting burritos. Thank you.
That's right. Like and describe. Everybody knows what you're supposed to do, so do it.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
These might still be available.
Yeah.
So here we go. These are happening. We signed 1,000 of them. And through the holidays, they were going. There might still be some. So there you go. That's my plug.
That's
But I have another photo that maybe you should sign. What's that?
More? It's a poster, yeah.
Oh, you just, okay. I have another photo maybe. Could you sign this for me?
Oh, what the? Oh my God, dude. Who is that? Oh my God.
I've shown this to about 5 people today. And 1 person got it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Nobody got it.
No.
Yes.
Who is that? Someone just now outside the door. I was like, can you guess who this is? Like, no, I don't.
What did they do to you?
Mike Burnett,
the world did so
Mike Burnett
much.
texted that to me out of the blue today. And I was like, we are recording later. I'm going to show it to him. He must have shot it.
Who did?
Burnett.
Wait, he was
Thrasher.
Here?
No, he texted to me. He's the editor of Thrasher.
Yeah, no, I know, but man.
There you go. Tell us a story about that dude.
That guy wanted to be the best in skateboarding so bad. He did not care about anything else but that. This is when the first time I had long hair before I shaved it when I saw a video of me. I flicked my hair when I was signing an autograph. I was like, that's it. You're shaving your head.
Really?
Yeah. I was leaning over and I went like that. And I'm like, oh my God, man.
I did that. I saw myself on MTV doing that. And I was like, oh, that is so lame.
bad. So bad.
It was so bad that the VJ, remember VJs?
Yes.
The VJ made fun of me when they came back to it. And he's like, oh, bro, what the heck?
VJs are the kookiest of all kooks. And they called you for kooking.
Yeah, they gave me a complex.
That's Australia, and that's the rant riot. And that's when Gregor and Lee Ralph decided that I was the lamest person on the planet and that they should beat me up. Look at this little guy. He's a kid. They were like shaving and they were trying to bash me.
They were shaving.
Fuck you guys, man. Fucking.
We should make like 100 of these and auction them.
Now, son. You did not stop it. I did fast plant burial today. You need to suck a butt.
Yeah, we got to show. Okay, so we had a session, just had a session with Bucky
Lassick. Yep.
Kevin Staub.
Yep.
And Reese Nelson, who is 9.
That little girl?
Yes, she's 9.
Yeah.
She did kickflip, nose grind,
she did
backside.
A lot of stuff. Yep.
Amazing.
Yes, she's really good.
Very good. Yes. She did a lot. She did a Caballero revert.
Yeah.
A while back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only see how she could do that. She's so light-footed on the way back
But
in.
even when her foot comes off, she still commits.
She can land with one foot on and then put the other one on and then maybe something.
While the trick's still happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. A gift. shout out to her mum.
Yeah.
For just being there.
Supportive.
Yeah. That's a different.
So great, Lindsay.
Just to have somebody there that's like, yep, we're going.
Yeah, I mean, I just texted them last night. I said, hey, we're skating vert tomorrow. Okay, great.
Good, we'll be there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's exactly.
You can tell they don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but today I definitely got a torn ACL. So when I fall, I just flick onto my butt. And today, this trick went right before I knew that it was right, and I just landed on it and slammed. And I'm like, oh, I've got it. And then I haven't got it again. And then I did a little knee slide where it actually tore it again. I was like, ah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you've still got a torn ACL. And I was like, oh, it's cold in here and I'm sweating more than anybody. I've got a wet T-shirt on. And I'm like hot and
You fell
sweaty.
one time. Let me interrupt. You fell one time and the ramp got so wet that Bucky wanted to dry it off before he dropped in again.
I could have caused an injury for somebody else because I slimed the ramp when I fell off. But the constant joy that I get, because I had to get angry, I had to get scared, I had to get motivated. You know, like I had to, and I could see it. I was like, oh, you slammed on one. And there's video of you slamming on one. Prove it. Like, get it and make it and prove that, like, you don't, yes, it's not, they don't just get given to you for free. They're hard, but they're so good. It's because of that. I'm glad it was hard, and I'm glad I was terrified, because when I made it, I was like, nobody cares. This is nothing. People can do this easily, but
I don't think people can do it easily.
I think
that trick's awesome.
But this poster is the first and only, I did an air over somebody. This is 20 years since I went over anybody. And I might not go over anyone again. There it is. Signed. You should get that.
Thank you. Yeah, but you did it. Fast Point Varial.
Yeah, I love this.
I like how we brought that trick back because there was a video of me doing it in Australia.
Because you texted me about the Fast Plant Burial.
87, 88. Yeah, because
you got all fast
I found the video. This guy sent it to me, Mark from Australia, who is a hardcore collector of
footage,
skateboards.
Got old boards and stuff.
Yeah, and just Bones Brigade stuff. And he
did he give you that
sent me
footage in Australia where you did an eggplant to fakie?
Same footage. Yeah.
God, dude, it's the toughest trick of. I know
I'll
you did a
bring that one
720 in that ride, but I was like, that eggplant to fakie was one of those things where you just became. That's godlike shit. Like, I'm watching the demo and I'm like, I know Tony can do a 7, and then an eggplant just boom to fakie. I'm like, that's not even possible. And you just did that. Like, I was like, oh, what about this one? If I just throw this in the mix of the mix.
But there was a few things like that in that video that I was like, oh, that I didn't remember that I could just throw into a run and not even look back.
Yeah, you could tell it was just an eggplant to you.
Yeah,
I was like,
and that same thing, like that Fast Point Varial. I did invert varial to fakie just on the fly. Anyway, the reason we're bringing that up is because I texted him because I thought there was a specific name for Fast Point Varial from what I remember, and there isn't.
No, and Fast Plant Body J. You've got two that you're like, it's got a name. I'm like, they don't have a name.
I think Fast Plant Body Jar has a name.
You won't give up, will you? I know.
Anyone?
It's not.
Any skate historians out there?
It's called a Fast Plant Varial.
All right, but then you said you did Fast Plant Tail Tap.
Yeah, and I invented
and that is called
the Chilito.
Chilito.
Because Taco Bell
Chilitos.
Yeah, they were really good. I saw
they were. They used to have Mexican pizzas. Remember Mexican pizzas?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I was so stoked on all that stuff because it was not a thing that existed in my life until I came here. So it was brand new.
Yeah.
So Taco Bell was brand new, and then Taco Bell had a brand new thing called a Chilito. So I showed up right in time. I was like, oh, wow, Taco Bell's the sickest. Holy shit, Chilitos are the sickest thing that Taco Bell have. And Fast Plant Tail Tap, I made the same day that I got a Chilito, and I was like,
oh, that's amazing.
Made for itself.
That's right. That's how Benihana was named.
Because
Lester and I went to Benihana the night before.
So did you go when he made the Benihana as well the next day?
Yeah. Because
you saw it.
Did it at Del Mar, yeah.
Did he talk about it the day before? Like, was that an invention in one day, or is that like a thing that he
did
worked
it?
on?
Okay, so there is folklore to this, but I'm pretty sure that the very first one he did was a fakie ollie.
One, yeah.
And that was called the Benihana. And then he did a front side. And so because it was a variation of that, he called it the Benny Bonga.
Oh, I thought backside was Benny Bongo.
I think it's the original name was front side, and then everyone just knew that became the trick. And it was just like, that's the Benihana.
If you ever drop your foot and grab your tail, it's a Benihana. It doesn't matter what way it is now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
But that was because he and I, when we started to make money from board royalties, we were living large. We would go to Benihana to eat.
Yeah.
Like we would drive downtown,
Yeah.
from Del Mar.
That's the uppity establishment. Yeah.
We thought it was.
It is.
It's kitschy. It's like it's a show. Whatever. It's what it is. But when you were that age, especially like in the mid 80s, or if you were going to take a date or something, you're like Benihana.
Right.
Like was the top of the heap.
Birthday restaurant to me.
Birthday restaurant, yeah. But he and I, we thought we were ballers, so we just would go there for dinner.
Right. Just for no occasion.
Yeah, no occasion. Because we're making money.
Yeah. I'm inventing tricks.
We're inventing tricks,
and fucking blowing money at Benihana's. Nobody could stop us.
Yeah.
Such an awesome flex. I remember those days, and if I had seen you there, I'd be like, man, this guy's pimping so hard. Just inventing tricks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nobody could afford to go to Benihana's for no reason. Yeah.
That was the other thing, is that we didn't really, like, we were doing it, but we had no camaraderie. We could be like, hey, man, let's go. I mean, sometimes we treat friends, but it wasn't like they had skateboards and they were making money and they were our age. So it wasn't like, let's all go.
I won the Australasian titles once and it was $4,000. And I got $4,000 and we went to an expensive restaurant that I thought was an expensive restaurant. And my friends and I all ate and I spent like $400 and everyone was like, you just don't give a fuck, do you? Like, you don't care about money at all. Yeah. I'm like, fuck it. I don't even care how much the bill is. And it's not food. It was wine. We were wasted in there.
And it was $400?
Yeah. And I remember like everyone was like, $400? Are you really going to give him that? And I was like, pfft. And then I bought a 12-string guitar at the guitar shop next to the restaurant. Just like I spent $1,000 on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, let's get a guitar. Whoa, 12 strings. What, as soon as it went out of tune, I couldn't tune it. Because it's got too many strings. So it only lasted a little bit. And then finally I met like a guitar guy. I was like, hey man, can you tune this?
When I won the Hard Rock event, the first one, the 1995 one in Newport.
Yeah.
The prize money was $10,000 for first place, which was way beyond anything at that time.
Yeah.
Anything at the most was like $4,000. Yeah. I think $4,000 was like the standard.
Yeah.
And so I remember I won $10,000 and all my friends back then were like, dude, if you win $10,000, you're taking us all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Fair.
Okay. So win $10,000 and then the goal was to spend at least $1,000.
Which is super hard to do if you don't know anything about spending money.
6 of us, we got to dinner, we go out to drinks. At some point, we ended up at the Hard Rock bar, of course, to have full closure to this whole thing. Yeah. And they're just ordering the most expensive shots and whatever. I think I ended up spending, it was like $700 or through the night.
Right.
And puking my brains out. Yay.
Yeah, no, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to do? It wasn't supposed to be this way. Now all of a sudden they're giving you $10,000 to win. You got to party.
But there was a part of me it was hard for me to reconcile because I wasn't doing that well financially. 95 was a hard year for me.
Yeah.
$10,000 was going to go a long way, especially for mortgage payments.
Yeah, right.
And so I had already sort of made this promise, almost like it wasn't that I was bullied into it, but it was definitely like peer pressure. And then like, come on, you got to take us out. I'm like, yeah, okay, but I got to make these payments too.
Yeah, that's different.
And for anyone who knows about taxes, it's 1099 income, which means taxes are not taken out.
Yeah.
So you got to pay taxes on that later.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't know that.
40%.
Yeah, that was straight up 4Gs for me.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I didn't pay taxes on that.
I'm pretty sure anyone else that won money at that event didn't either.
Yeah, it was a strange time, right?
Yeah. I mean, because people just didn't claim it or whatever, but I had already been through the ringer of paying taxes and getting stalked for taxes.
Right.
And getting audited and all that stuff.
Okay, so that's how you learn.
Because I went through the 80s.
Yeah.
And all the money that we made in the 80s was 1099 income.
And you didn't know.
I didn't know. And then at some point I got a tax bill and I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
Is this just like a suggestion?
Yeah. You can. I mean, you don't have to pay that.
It'd be cool if you gave us this.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, no. That you're
pay it or you go to jail.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
skateboarders learn the hard way. To me, the hard way sometimes is faster. Because if you don't learn the hard way, because to me, the hard way, I'm like, oh, duly noted.
Yeah.
But if it's just pitter patter, then maybe I can just reject it for like my whole life.
Oh man.
But
when I was 18, 19, I missed a house payment because I was just traveling and not.
Didn't mean to.
No, I didn't mean to. I had the money.
Okay.
I was young and just, it'd be like missing rent, but I missed a mortgage payment and it went on my credit record. And every time someone ran a credit report on me, it was this big red flag. And I had to write every time I went and got a loan for something, I had to write a letter about why I missed that one mortgage payment.
Learning the hard way.
Yes, very much so.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Uncalled for hard. I did the getting cold. I had the manager, and when I first started making real money, they were like, "Yeah, man, agent," and I was like, "Yeah, agent," just like all my friends. I'll use their agent, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to in-house everything," and I was like, "Oh, cool, so I can just go skate, and the money just goes into and I just party." Yep. And I was like, "Cool." I bought a house. I'm like, "So I'm doing everything you're supposed to do." Yeah, Jace, you're doing it. And then I got a wife who was smart and got stuff in the mail and was like, these are taxes. And I'm like, taxes for what? She's like, for the money you've been making. I go, nah, that's impossible because I have an in-house. I have a bookkeeper. Yeah. They take care of everything. Yeah, they didn't pay your taxes for like 5 years. So it was all this money. And then I had to sell my house to pay the back taxes and then penalties. I was like, what are penalties? And they're like, that's for not paying it. Then you have to pay this other bill for not paying it. And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know about any of that.
Endless cycle.
Yeah. So I lost everything that I ever made from skateboarding and then moved to LA to be a radio guy with a little bit of tax debt with no house.
Wow.
Yeah. Off to the races again. Living at my girlfriend's parents' house. Just San Diego supercharging it. One point I was up there. Now I'm living at some girl's house in San Diego, working the radio. Everyone hates me. No one cares. The hard way.
But you had a job.
I did. And hang on a second. I'm so cold. I had
putting your pants on while you're talking to me?
Yeah. It's cold in here. I was Dude, I was hot and sweaty.
Okay.
And now it's, goddamn, this place is a fucking tomb, dude.
It's not that cold in here.
It's so cold. It's so cold in the rain.
I'm wearing shorts and a hoodie.
How you
like
do it? You show up with a t-shirt on immediately. I have to skate with a hoodie on for the first 5 minutes.
My daughter went to school yesterday in a t-shirt and the thermometer read 45 degrees when I dropped her off. And I was like, it's 45 degrees. So that can't be right. But Katie, it is freezing. I can see my breath. Like I was cold going to the car from the house and I have a sweatshirt on. She's just like, denial is a strong thing. She's like, I'll be fine once I get there. I go, once you get there, you're going to be outside. It's 45 degrees. Yeah. I go, look, now it's 44 degrees. That's literally what happened when I dropped her off. She didn't care.
What is that?
I don't know.
My kid does that too.
I feel like
their
age too, it's just like they've got their kit.
Right.
And they don't want to interfere with the kit.
Would it be possible that the youth run hotter? Like the older you get, the colder you get?
I don't care how old you are. 45 degrees is not a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he won't, when he goes to soccer, he won't, I'm going to put a hoodie on.
But I mean, yes, but also I guess in her defense, we live in California, Southern California. By 9 or 10 o'clock, it's probably going to be 60 or 70 degrees.
Yeah, but 45 in a t-shirt is stupid.
Yes, I know. Yeah, well, here we are.
It's making me cold just thinking about it.
It has been colder.
How do you do that?
So
slamming when it's cold sucks too.
Oh, dude, and your palms. Yeah. When you slam on your palms and it's cold, it's like they will never have feeling in them again.
Yeah, those concrete palm slaps.
Concrete palm slaps, the worst.
First thing in the session when you concrete palm slap and then you stop your face from hitting the ground so hard that snot comes out of your nose. I feel
like the rest of the session, you're just trying to get the feeling back in your fingers.
I fucking hate.
There are definitely people nodding their head watching us right now like, yeah, exactly.
Man, I just feel I'm spoiled. I would go home if that happened to me now. So
I
if they
did
went
it.
numb, I'd be like, really? I'm going home. This is bullshit.
I took
That
the
sounds so
staff
bad.
here to Single Thread Farms, which is in Healdsburg,
What is that?
Napa Valley, like Sonoma County, where the wineries and lots of restaurants are.
Yeah.
And in the morning, I went. We had Single Thread is this incredible tasting menu. 12 courses, but they're ranked one of the best restaurants in the world all the time.
Yeah.
And the couple that runs it are big supporters of the foundation, so they offered to host us all. Anyway, in the morning, I went and broke out on my own and just went to some local skate parks because I was curious about the skate parks there, but they were super wet. But they're
concrete?
They're concrete, but they're that concrete that's really porous. So even when they're wet, your wheels will stick, kind of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They're so rough.
Yes. Okay.
That you can ride them wet.
Yeah.
But they're going to eat you alive.
If you fall.
Yeah. And it was probably 50 degrees maybe. And I'm skating alone in these wet skate parks. And I did the hand slap on one of them right when I got there. And it was just like I must have looked ridiculous. Just staring at my hand, shaking like, no.
By yourself.
By myself. Oh, I did a cup cam. I have it.
I love just you and your fucking
Dude,
cup.
I had to find. I know I found.
Did you
I
bring
didn't
a
have a
cup?
cup. No,
You found one there.
I found a discarded Starbucks cup. And I ripped the top off of it.
You got problems, dude.
It's not really that bad.
You're obsessed with cup cam. Like, well, wait, no, there's one. I'll just make one over there. Like MacGyver of cup
I thought
cam.
it was just. I'm skating around this park, and I realized that I must look kind of silly just because it's wet, and it was like 8 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm just cruising around. I was like, I gotta show people what this looks like. Cup cam.
Yeah, you're crazy. That's such a crazy session. You sound like Rodney Mullen now.
I was probably inspired. It was after the Rodney interview. I was probably inspired by it. Yeah. That was it. Subconsciously.
It's hard work right there. 8 a.m, palm slam.
Okay, I pulled a celebrity card flex recently that.
Oh yes.
I feel weird about, but it was kind of necessary, and it was necessary to our family. And let's put it this way, so we're taking a family vacation very soon.
Yeah,
and one of our kids turned 18 through COVID, and his passport expired when he turned 18, and we didn't realize that because we haven't been traveling internationally at all.
Okay,
obviously. Because it's impossible. So anyway, a couple months ago, we realized that his passport was expired and we're going on this trip. And so since then, and with the help of some people at the office, been trying to get an appointment at a passport agency, and you cannot get. And there's you can do a rush passport if you have proof of travel of something coming.
Yeah,
there's a whole thing that we've done in the past. But because of COVID, they're only taking it by appointments.
Okay.
So let's put it this way. We had an appointment. The only appointment was available was in Seattle.
Yeah.
So it's like anything around you, San Diego, LA, no, it's not going to happen. So they start expanding their search. And then they're like, there's one in Seattle, an appointment in Seattle, 10 a.m. in a week. I go, okay, I guess we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
We'll have to fly to Seattle
Who the hell
to get
do
the
you
passport
call
renewed.
that's going to help you with this?
It's the government's passport agency.
Yeah,
like this
but
is just straight cold call.
But you're talking about a name drop. Like how did you?
No. So this is where I'm getting there. And the other appointment was in Honolulu.
Okay.
So you have to fly to Honolulu to get your passport renewed. I mean, they're just offering that. They're like, that's all there is. I'm sorry. And so, and we were panicking about the Seattle thing because there was no guarantee that we're going to get it the same day. And then we'd have to like stay another night, like make a whole weekend in Seattle or a whole, few days there.
Yeah.
Which is excessive, but he's one of our 8 family members.
Yeah. He's going.
Right. We're not leaving him behind.
Right.
So Kathy just kind of flippantly said, we just need someone in the State Department. And I was like, I think I do know someone in the State Department.
Who?
Because I did a PSA for the State Department a couple months ago where they're doing this whole campaign awareness about sexual assault on campus.
Yeah.
And they tapped me to do just a, like a PSA, like a spoken word about it.
Awesome.
And it was the same group that helped to get all the girls or the staff out of Skatistan in Afghanistan when the Taliban took over.
Right.
So I was already in touch with them about that's how I made the connection in the first place.
Okay.
Was I was trying to help Skatistan get the staff out. And then this one girl was from the State Department. And so I just texted her. I was like, hey, I know this is super random, but we're kind of desperate. We need an appointment at the passport agency. I don't know if there's anything you can do. I don't know if this is out of bounds or if I'm overstepping our connection.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, I think I know someone that can make that happen. And then the next day we had an appointment.
In San Diego?
In San Diego.
Man.
And there was definitely me, you could say, abusing or using my connections, celebrity status, whatever. But I was desperate, and I don't regret it. We got the passport.
I don't think that's a bad one.
It's not. I don't know. But it is. I know that I got special treatment. I know I skipped the line. I know there's people that probably aren't getting their passports that are trying to do trips with their families and whatnot. So there is that sort of. There's that lingering guilt about it, but I did it. Whatever. But there was a moment where I came home and I was like, we got it, because this has been weeks of trying to figure it out.
You're kind of realizing it. If you don't get it, you're all not going. The whole thing is fucking ruined.
It's gonna really wreck
not bring
something.
Him. Right.
Yeah.
Something's gonna be real bad.
There's gonna be
You're gonna.
There's gonna be a compromise.
It's gonna bum out.
It's not gonna end well.
Right.
No.
Look, feeling bad about it and doing
whatever.
Is kind of, I don't know. Like for me, if I knew that person, I would be like, I know that person. Hey, that person. Like you said, I feel.
Well, it was more that Kathy reminded, because she said that, and then I said,
you forgot.
Oh, I do.
You do know somebody,
and maybe there is a synergy there. What, I don't know. It's not. I mean, it's not some.
I don't look at you different if it makes you feel any better. you haven't dropped into my shit book.
I have since we did the last show. I did have a pretty baller move though. And this one, like, I mean, that one was more, using it to my advantage. But
yeah.
On the way back from Single Thread Farms with this whole crew, we're on the runway, and I get a call, and it's like, "Hey, can you make it to Vegas tomorrow morning?" I said, "What? I don't know. I'm on my way home. Probably not. Maybe after I drop my daughter off at school. What's the deal?"
Yeah.
And said, we have a big event conference. Our keynote speaker got COVID. Just found out, and he's supposed to speak at 11 a.m. And I was like, okay, well, I drop on my daughter at 8:30. She's like, I'll have a plane waiting for you.
Who is this? Who are these people?
Someone that I'd worked with before, and just knew that I might be available. And
do you have to have a speech ready to go?
I do speaking gigs, so
So you just know what you're going to do?
I know what I'm going to say,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes if there's a theme of the conference or whatever it is, like this one was more persevering through the hard times because of COVID. And these people have a bunch of gyms, they have a bunch of workout gear too, but mostly their gyms were hurting, obviously.
Okay.
And it was more like stay the course, try to pivot. I hate using that word.
I know. Hey, man, when I got dropped from Sirius, everybody called me with that word.
Yeah.
It was freaking me out.
Yeah. I think I said it as a joke. So I was like, I can say that word because it's a skate trick.
Right.
but just in terms of redirecting what they're doing and trying to stay in business, whatever, I knew those themes and I have experience with that because I had a skate company that barely survived and as a skater. But so long story short, dropped off my daughter at school, went to Carlsbad Airport. There was a plane waiting for me.
A jet.
A big one.
Big one.
Bigger than what I've known in the past.
A big one for just you.
For me.
Cool.
Fly to Vegas, get in a car, backstage at the MGM Conference Center, through the back, meet the people, go on stage, do my speech, go have lunch in the Wynn Casino because they just set up a table for me there.
Yeah.
Back in the car, on the plane, got to Carlsbad Airport in time to pick up my daughter from school.
Sick.
It was
Holy
pretty
shit.
weird. I've gotten to do some pretty extravagant things, but that was next level. And I got paid for it.
When I was going to say, are these people, they call you and you jump?
I got almost double my fee.
Because it was short notice?
Yeah. And because it was what the guy was going to get. Got COVID.
Okay. Oh,
so it was a big slot to fill.
Yeah.
And
who was the guy? Can't say.
He's like a Twitter dude. Gary, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Twitter dude.
That was he was one of the founders of Twitter. So he does a lot of, yeah.
Okay. So this is a sponsor, this company? Like you guys work together all the time?
No. I've never worked with them. They just, the group that was organizing the event had worked with me at other events before.
Oh, okay. So this group, when they call you, you go, yeah, man, if I can, I'll go.
Yeah. Well, I will now.
Okay. So that
because I'd only done one event with them before. It was a poker tournament. Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
It was a poker tournament. It was a celebrity poker tournament. And I got paid a fee. And then also like I could keep winnings if I got, actually the winnings went to the foundation. And I remember it vividly because they sent me to Vegas to do this thing. And at some point, Chuck Liddell was in it too.
Hey.
And at some point, I know how to play poker, but something clicked when I was at the table where I started realizing, oh, I think I might know what they have, the way they're betting. I kind of get what I know, like I'm holding my card. There was something that I crossed over into, I get this a lot more now because I had been at the table for so long that I ended up getting second place.
Holy shit.
And I took out Chuck Liddell and a poker pro in one hand.
Wow.
Which was
poker
big
guy
flex.
pissed?
What's that?
Was poker guy pissed?
Not as much as Chuck.
Does he fancy himself as a gambler?
I think he knows how to play poker.
Right.
Because we were hanging. Like it was, we were there for a while.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I would been there so long and I was trying to meet my family somewhere that same night. I was like, I don't want to win anymore.
So you started changing the way you bet?
So then I just started doing crazy bets, which kind of screwed up everyone else because they were getting to know how I bet.
Yeah.
And then it made me go further.
Wow.
So that's how I got second place.
They thought they had you read and then you were not doing what you
Because then I'm just like, yeah, I'm all in on this one. They're like, whoa, what does he have?
Right.
Nothing.
Oh, wow. So probably don't try that again with your money.
No,
sounds like
but I ended up getting second. And then, so I got an extra, I think I got 10 grand for the foundation.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That jet, were you on a phone call with me when you were in that jet?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know why. Because I was like, dang, there's a lot of seats behind you that are empty.
The whole day was like a bad Entourage episode. You know what I mean? It was just too much because we had a phone call set.
Yeah, your Zoom screen behind you. I was like, I'm not going to bring it up, but fucking big empty plane. Now it's all starting to make sense.
So we had a Zoom call set about this show.
Yes.
And it had been really hard to coordinate. And because my trip was so last minute, I actually sent an email to everyone saying, I don't think I can make it because I got this thing come up. And then on the way there, I realized the plane has Wi-Fi. And so I said, well, plane has Wi-Fi. We can try on the way back. Yeah. And there I am on a Zoom call on a giant empty plane.
Until it cut off. And then that's when I decided.
Oh, that's when we were landing.
And that's when I pitched that Tony and I should dress as Santa for the podcast. And then when the plane landed, I forgot to tell Tony that when the meeting cut out for him, I went on this insane spree of we're going to dress as Santa and sell the podcast. And then, Tony got a Santa suits delivered to his studio.
Well, I get a lot of random stuff sent here. So at some point I was like, oh, there'll be an explanation for this and whatever. And then I didn't get an explanation. And then I saw in some email about the podcast, yeah, you guys read these. And then when you guys skate as Santa, I go, skate as Santa? What does that mean? And I go, oh, we got Santa costumes. I see.
Yeah, my bad. I was just trying to help them. And I thought, look, if you go I'm not dressed as Santa, I'd be like, well, dude, I will. Because I'm already a court jester of sorts. It'll work out. The thing
that I've learned through the years, and I don't mind doing it if it works out. If it works out when we do it, we do it. Okay. It's already been seen by the time this comes out. So you'll know if I did it or not.
Trying to be funny.
But what I've learned through wearing costumes and skating is when you slam, it still hurts a lot.
Right.
The costume is not some fantasy padding.
Yeah.
Or, even the Santa is not like you're really more cushioned.
I've done Santa skateboarding before.
Yeah, but I'm saying is I had to wear a Spider-Man costume and I slammed so hard.
Is that the loop?
No.
Man, so every time you dress up, you eat shit.
Not every time. But
now I'm
time.
starting to realize why you're like, yeah, fuck your Santa suit, dude. Like, that's usually a jinx for me.
It's not a jinx. I've had, let's say I have my success rate is
He's not doing it. We're not doing it. I don't know if I should do it now.
Actually, I skated with Bucky in a Santa suit and he had an elf suit and we did some good stuff.
See,
no
fuck
slams.
That. I was thinking we would just do a grind or something, not push it, Like,
okay, let's
just
do
like,
that.
hey, here's the, not like fucking you. Okay, you go over this way and I'll do it. Nah, man. I'm just a Santa. The beard could fly up. Like, we're doing scratchy grind. Like,
you throw me the sack while I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'll do a 5 and we'll switch boards. And no, we're not doing any. I was more like, hey, it's Christmas,
Okay.
I'm in a Santa suit. Fucking calm down, everybody. But you're making me realize I was on the cover of the Melbourne News, like black and white photo, Planet Earth, Chris Miller board.
Not this one?
No, it was probably like, I swear, you think I'm. It
was
almost makes me cry when I look at him because I'm like, dude, so much went on. Your fucking face fell off. You're a big, lumpy, fucking intimidating beast now. Like, I was just like, hey, a cute kid, innocent as fuck. And then just, I'll survive. I'm like, yeah, I survived, but oh my God, I got chewed up. Fucking came out.
We all got chewed up.
You look great.
Dude.
You can tell you're you. Your old photos, you can tell it's you. I'm not even me anymore. I ate that guy. I look like I ate that guy. Like, yeah, if somebody ate that kid, it would look like you. I look like I found him and ate his fucking ass, and now I'm hungry.
Took over his identity somehow.
Yeah, I'm Jason Ellis.
I'm the new Jason Ellis.
Don't trust me, I'm still him. Let's go skate. Let's go eat, kids. Skate. 3-5-0.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, I'm a loser. Oh man, that's why I keep trying to glue my hair back on to try to resemble this poor innocent child that I've eaten. Put him in a piece of bread, shoot him up. Who's next? Podcast time.
Bro, what year did you eat him?
He was looking tasty in 91. I know that. I think by 94, I had digested every part of it.
That's an amazing analogy for like going through life transformations. Yeah, that's around the time I ate him. And then it became this other thing.
You were going to eat him, so I ate him first. That was a safety.
I beat you to it.
Yeah, I beat you to it, world. Not for you. It's in my tummy.
Oh my God, I'm going to cramp.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, no, seriously, though, those are like prison guys, like where you're like, man, I can't see your face in that face. It's like, yeah, well, yeah. It's like, I really, because I've said that before. I'm like, I used to be handsome. I was, man. That guy had it all.
This guy has it all.
Yeah, no, you're right. Oh man, I get it.
The all is different. It's a different all.
Yeah, it had to be done. You can't fuck with me now. I ate him, so it's over. Like if you were like, oh, innocence, not today.
The end of innocence.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's why. See that? Okay, now I figured out why it makes me a little sad when I look at him. I'm like, oh, you were right. Like, everybody, yay.
Yeah, I've been going through seeing those kind of images of my own because I had to go through a bunch of pictures for the documentary that Sam Jones did.
Yeah.
And was digging deep through photos and definitely saw some glimpses of like, oh, that kid. If I could have just grabbed him and told him to give him a little bit of direction, not like, dude, don't blow the, don't do, just
right,
like, hey,
he wouldn't have believed you anyway. But
try to figure these things out early on.
I wouldn't have listened to me, but yes.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, what's this dude?
Right, because you got to...
You skate? You think you skate?
First of all, don't hurt me.
I'd be like...
That's what I would say.
See this? We're still skating.
I'd be pumped if I said that to young me.
Don't mess around as much as you think you can.
Yeah. No, wouldn't have worked.
Wouldn't have worked, no.
Yeah.
I still was careless with my body a lot of the time.
I'd be like, don't worry so much. And I would still probably be like, shit, right. I'm totally worried. Yeah. Even more so now that this scary guy just told me not to worry. Like, you look like you should have worried a lot.
Yeah, I wonder what I think. Dude, I remember when I was 20, maybe 20 something, and there was a photo of Mark Lake and Thrasher. You know who Mark Lake is?
No.
Florida skater.
Sounds familiar, but I don't.
He was a prominent skater in the late 70s, early 80s. Maybe I have the timeline live. Anyway, his name was known as being a prominent skater, and there was a photo of him in Thrasher, and it was like Mark Lake still ripping at 30.
Oh,
and he was doing an invert.
Yeah,
and I thought, you can skate at 30?
Yep.
And I'm 20 something, and to me that sounded unreal.
Yep. Yeah, I totally remember the guy in Australia that was 30 that did body jars. And I remember thinking, you can do a body jar at 30.
Right. Yeah. That's how I felt.
He's like, yeah, mate, of course you can. And I was like, this guy, between myself, not as good as me.
Yeah.
And he's doing body jars at 30. I'm like, there's a fucking good chance I could do a body jar at 30.
Yeah, exactly.
I also remember he was the only person I ever saw. He drove to work once and I was in his passenger seat. He drove to work and packed cones. It's called cones in Australia when you pack bongs. And it was a bong that he'd made, out of the orange juice and the hose, super Outback. And he would chop weed with tobacco, because in Australia, that's what you do. I'm in the I think I might have been in the back seat even. I'm watching this dude drive to work. He's driving to work and he's heating up hash and mixing it with tobacco and chopping it in this little bowl in the center thing. He's got his bong in the cup holder and then he's packing it and he's driving.
Wow.
And he's doing bong rips in the car and I remember thinking, this guy's doing bong rips and body jars. There's the potential is enormous. Who knows where
something you aspire to?
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if I could be like this guy when I'm 30, because he's got it figured out.
I think I felt more when I saw that photo though with Mark Lake. It was more. I was fascinated at how they were presenting it. We're just like great,
still ripping it
because I felt like I'm not that far behind, and they're positioning this like it's a rare thing.
It was. Isn't it like that everything now?
But I think it was more that I felt like, man, I don't, what's it going to be when it was more like, what it gave me pause. What is going to happen when I'm 30? I really, I don't know. Can I do this? Or will anyone care that I do this?
Right. To even think later on down the road, skateboarding in a fashion that isn't as good as you are right now seems like, I don't want to think about that. Like, what do you mean 35 where I'm just hanging in there? I don't want to just fucking hang in there.
Knowing that my peak performance probably was in my 30s.
Right.
That was when I had the most strength. I had the most agility. I was learning tricks the whole time. I mean, I did 900 at 31.
Right. Shit. Yep.
Which kind of, there was definitely a part of my career in those days when I was getting into my late 30s and even early 40s, where people were like, dude, you're old. Or, you look old. I was like, dude, I was on I came on your radar at age 31.
Right.
That's when you saw X Games, or that's when you bought a video game. So I was already an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because I saw you back then, so I know that you had to be, when you were 31, I was like, you've fucking been here this whole time.
Right.
You're not old to me, but you're not new.
But there was a bit of that had to, and now, especially when people see me, they're just like, oh, Tony Hawk's old. I'm like, yeah, I was already old when you knew of me.
Yeah.
I just may have looked younger.
Right.
But I was already, especially when people discovered the video games, I was in my mid-30s already.
Right.
So there's that.
And then when you're 30 to 50, that is a part where that seems to be a lot of aging happens. I've noticed, like when you're 20
others?
to 30, it's like, yeah. And then 30 to 50, it's
the pace is the same, 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And
people,
then the pace changes.
Yep.
And the priorities change. Hopefully.
Right. If you're lucky.
If you figure it out.
Do you think because everybody has evolved to be better athletes at an older age that because I feel like
no, I think with skateboarding, it's that the opportunities are there, because I feel like people would have continued to skate, especially the Dogtown Z-Boys era. There was just no, they were becoming adult age, and there was no career to be had, so you couldn't chase skateboarding.
Right.
And now you can be a pro skater in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, and legitimately make a living at it. That was not possible.
Okay.
In those days. So when we're looking at it from that perspective in, say, the early 90s, when I'm looking at the magazine, or even the late 80s, I'm looking at the magazine like, he's ripping at 30. I'm just like, whoa, how do you get to do that?
Do you think because there's people that are older that are pro and in the scene that it's creating older people to skate? Because I get a lot of people messaging me about skating again, and they were never a pro. They just want to skateboard again because they see me skateboarding again. Yeah. And to me, those are my favorite skateboarders because you just want to skate. That's it. You're not like, I'm skating so that eventually I'll be recognized.
So many. And I do cameos.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of people that are like, hey man, he was a big fan in the 80s and he's thinking about getting back into it. Just give him some motivation. It's his birthday. And a lot of what I say is just, yeah, man, get back out there. Take it slow. Don't do the big ramp. Don't do the big set of stairs. Don't try the crazy. Just cruise. Yeah. Have fun. Carve demos.
Yeah,
#man. Carve demo.
Get back to your roots.
We're really positioning ourselves for those carve demos.
Can't wait, because that's when I'll be back. That's when I won't feel bad about being involved. Oh, it's a carve demo? Oh, fuck yeah, I'm here. I got a couple carves. I'm probably still going to get dangerous somehow, but I'm so into let's get real old and real lame. I'm getting good enough now where I feel like in 5 years from now, when it's just like the riddled crew, I'll be like, I can hang out with the riddled crew, slap a couple of fast plants in the corner or whatever. It's like,
I love how most of the crews too, and the ones that are our age or even a little younger, they tend to gravitate towards their same skill levels. So everyone's kind of pushing each other a little bit, but they're in this pocket where it's just like, this is as far as this crew goes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then there's another crew that's like maybe a little lower. That's like, we're happy just doing 50s. We're cool. Let's go. Rocked fakies. Yep. Woo.
Yeah. I can tell people that are from, because there's a new era happening. I'm accepted here. I'm not as good, but I'm doing good for me. And everybody knows that. Like Bucky's like, fuck yeah, Ellis, you got this. And Bucky knows when I make a fast plan varial, Ellis is pushing it. And fuck yeah, dude, you made it. Bucky pisses everything I've ever done at a skateboard, but he gets it. Yeah. And I'm trying to explain to the other guys that are out for a long time, like the Collins and the Dannys, I'm like, come here and suck, and we'll all be stoked for you.
Yeah.
Because we all, there's different situations of everybody on here. There's a fucking 8-year-old on here, for Christ's sakes. I'm 50 and I'm trying to relearn fast plants. You can come here and do a dog shit backslide for 2 hours and we're going to be pumped.
Yeah, but everyone's just as fired up.
Yeah, it's real. Maybe it was always happening and I didn't know, but I feel so lucky to be on here and have people come. Alfonso rolls. Danny did fakies here on Sunday because he's thinking about getting his legs back to skateboard with me.
Yep.
I'm like, just please do it, and get to the point where we can just fuck around like we used to.
What other activity or sport is there a 9-year-old girl and 40 and 50-year-old dudes in the same terrain, all cheering each other on? Nowhere.
Right? That is on the same ramp. They're not on the little ramp.
Yeah.
They're not on the 8-year-old ramp. They're on the fucking ramp with all of us. And I'm not on the 50 and over ramp.
Yeah.
I'm on the ramp. and we're all getting. I almost sweated on a 6-year-old girl today. She came out with some amazing ride, and I was like, "Well, that was awesome." Bunch of sweat came out of my helmet at her, and I was like, "Sorry, little child. Look out for the monster. I might eat you. You be in my tummy."
What a strange reality she goes up into, where it's just because she does love skating with the contemporary crew.
Yeah.
So people like Jimmy Wilkins too, and Paul Luke, and our older generation and Staub, and it's it's 80s punk rock blasting through Fear and Black Flag and Metallica, and then loud F-bombs all throughout the session.
I felt bad about that today. I did a couple.
But I hear it, and I know that she's accustomed to it. She's not affected by it. But she's not immune to it either. Of course, we should be more respectful. But I can tell her mom's just like, this is the world. This is it. This is the world. This is what she chose, and she loves it so much.
Yep. She's in. You can tell.
Okay, right here, Ace. Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, that's not even just for the rest of the people listening. Yeah. She's in. It's very apparent she's in.
Yeah, no one's pushing her to this.
Yeah, and it's cold, and you're by yourself, and she's fucking 2 foot tall, and she's doing like kick
flip,
and falling back in backwards, and I'm like, that could be so bad. She went off the side of the ramp today, and the board went under your board, and you ate shit.
Oh man, we got to
so
show that.
Hard. I watched her fall and go through the hole of the ramp.
She went through the gap.
And I'm like, oh God, little girl, go through the ramp, and I'm like, nah, she's all right. Boom, and I'm like, boom, and I look, and he's just splattered on the fucking flat. And all he's doing is going, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "You should worry about yourself, old man. You just ate shit." I thought that was very generous of you. You were like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Dude,
well, it's because
you exploded."
It's because every time she was trying to do this kickflip nose grind, and her setup was that where her landing, if she landed a little too much in a carve, she could go through the gap.
And going through the gap.
And I kept saying,
"This is sketchy.
You really got to watch out."
Yep.
And so if you can, start this trick a little sooner. And on that one attempt, she started heading towards the gap, and luckily knew.
Yeah, and dropped to the ground.
And dropped to the ground, but her body was still, the trajectory was still going up, so she kind of slid and then went up a little bit of the transition.
And disappeared?
And then fell and disappeared.
Head first, too.
But her board came back at me, and I'm watching her because I'm concerned about her. And suddenly, as I look to where I'm going, I'm heading straight for her skateboard on the flat. And when you hit a skateboard right where the transition starts, it's the worst place.
His
you
pads
can hit
came off.
Because you can't knee slide into it.
Yeah.
So I went straight into the flat with her board.
It was a good sound.
And so it ended up both of us just laid out.
Yeah.
And she was fine.
It was exciting. I was like, wow, this is really happening.
I mean, my neck hurts a little bit from that one, but it's all right.
Good, because
no
your
damn
neck
life.
is fine. It's not hurt already, so that's good that you hurt that.
Yeah.
Cool. Good looking out
it's
for
always
yourself.
a little reminder. Like, oh yeah, that happened.
So, I don't understand why you all aren't here with us. It's so much fun. Like, I'm gonna laugh in the car all the way home now, just knowing because I was looking at her.
We should do something, and I don't know how this would work, but we got to do something where there's some sort of sweepstakes or raffle or something where people can come and hang out for a session.
We need to get like that sumo suits for people.
No, I don't mean for them to skate. I just mean for them to...
I was like, here's a ticket, motherfucker.
No. I mean like fly on the wall.
Okay.
Come see us because you'll see the struggle and the joy.
Yes, you'll see it all.
Yeah.
You'll see agony and defeat. You'll see it all.
Defeat, yeah.
Sometimes it just doesn't get made and you just leave and you go, hey, yeah, see you guys, and you get in the car and fucking.
Or we come here and bitch about it.
Yeah. And then you don't realize, like, I'll do after bitch, by myself, where I'm like, fucking, what's that? I saw the hand. And fucking.
Is that you driving home?
Yeah. I'm like, fucking sack the fuck up. Like, what is wrong with, I argued with my hand today in front of a 6-year-old child. I was like, what the fuck is with you? And I was like, wait.
She just, now she's 6.
She's 8.
She's 9.
Okay, sorry. She's a dot to me. she is so
I know
small.
at our age 6 to 10.
I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, little person, you know. And I can see at the end when she made that ride.
She does. She's entertained though.
Yes.
By our torture for sure.
I saw her make a ride. She got up and was like, and I was like, no, it's shredding. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm totally with you on it. She wanted me to make. Are you not seeing me rip? I'm not fully ripping. Saw it, acknowledging it. Like,
yeah.
She's like, good, because we're all in this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we're in it. That's right.
We're
all in this. All of us.
Yeah.
We're all in this aging thing and figuring out life. And we are happy to be on this journey with you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Like it. Describe it. Live it.
That was fun.
All right. See you next week.